I think the people on the committee that picked me for this honor, but to get this honor, I would first and foremost thank my wife. It's wife Sarah that I've been married almost 44 years, and her sacrifices in her time that allowed us to spend a lot of time with soccer with the kids. And that led to being involved on a statewide level with soccer, and my sons Matt, John, and Scott. They were inspirations. Having to be able to coach them. Well, it's an extreme honor. It's a big honor. I went back and I looked at the list of all the people that are inducted, and you think of all the people that have gone to East High over the years, and it's a really high honor. I looked at some of the folks. Some of them very close friends. Other fellow lawyers like Tom Whitney, and there's B.J. Baker, who's a very close friend of mine. There's Connie Bozen, who's been a terrific activist for our city. John McClintock, another lawyer that I practice with at the courthouse, and then my brother Ron, who I've always looked up to. So I think it's a huge honor. It's a humbling experience. It really is. I'm the youngest of 7, and so they all went to East High. My mom and dad went to East High and graduated from there. So I grew up, just could hardly wait to get to East High, and so it was a very pleasant experience. I think in looking back, the best part of it was the relationships. Some of my closest friends now are still East High grads, and that really meant a lot. I enjoyed the sports. I didn't get to play a lot in sports, but I enjoyed going to the sports. I enjoyed the event, and I enjoyed most of all the camaraderie and the friendships that you develop there. Well, I think having grown up on the East Side, and as I mentioned, always wanting to go to East High. When I got there, as any 15-year-old, you're kind of starry-eyed. But I think that the classes that I took and some of the instructors that I had kind of gave me the idea and kind of molded me into wanting to become a lawyer, wanting me to really taking some of the classes I took. I remember one instructor, his name was Tanat, who was excellent at, and I remember to this day, and I always use it, and when I was in sports, and I'll use it at work, is that he told me that it's not what you do when everything's going well, it's what you do when things are going bad. So I always remembered that, and I thought, that came from East High, and I thought, that kind of displays the work ethic of the people on the East Side, and I always remember that when things were tough. So I really enjoyed the time that I was there, but as any teenager, you let it go. At that time, it wasn't that big a deal to you at that time. And then you look back and you think, oh, that's pretty cool. Don't get bogged down by what people tell you can do. You can really do whatever you want to do. I think in my years at East, that really started to shape me into really wanting to be a lawyer. I was involved in student council, and but I think that those students that are there, you may not be the brightest person, but you can always outwork everybody if you really make up your mind. And I think that there are dividends to hard work and dedication that pays off, and that they, as students today, it's a lot different with social media, and a lot different with what's out there and all the temptations and things that can set you back. But if you get your mindset and dedicate yourself, good things will happen. Well, the message I would give the current alumni is basically stay true to East High. I mean, everybody that's probably going to be at these programs are proud East High alums, and this is a very, very well-recognized organization and very well-respected. And I would say that you want to continue to contribute to East in any way that you can, whether it's helping with the new basketball program or helping with the foundation, or providing just a scholarship for seniors. Any of those things, I think, are significant contributions to East High, and that we should continue to do that as alumni. We would pay a little more attention in class, take it a little more seriously. I don't, many teenagers, it wasn't really that difficult in the terms of having to study a lot. I developed some study skills, but when I got to college, I went, wow, I wish I would have worked a little harder back in the high school days. So if I had to tell myself anything over, is pay a little closer attention and work a little harder when you're in high school, and college won't be so tough. I did a lot with student government then, and so probably in student council, I really liked basketball. I wasn't that good at it. I broke my arm, and so didn't get to play a lot. But I loved basketball. I loved being in the gym there, and I loved the camaraderie with the guys that I got to meet. And if there's a third choice, I'd probably be in the student center, bumming around. I kind of like that, the social atmosphere at the student center. From a legal standpoint, I've been very fortunate. I've had the same law partner, Bob Layden, for 43 years, and previously had a law partner, Tom Highland. That was terrific. It gave me an opportunity. And those are along with my legal assistant, I wouldn't forget her, Joni, that they gave me the opportunity to spend that time where I could do what I wanted to do. And so as I've gotten older, I think I've kind of developed the attitude those are more fortunate really should spend or do something for those that are less fortunate. And so one of the avenues I've been able to do is the VLP program, and that is representing indigent individuals, and that's been pretty meaningful over a period of time. So I thank my law partner and her for that. But I thought about this, but I would really like to dedicate this to somebody, and I'll tell you why. The president of our class was a guy named Terry Smith, and anybody that hears this video knows Terry. It was in our class, and Terry was one of the most likable guys. And what a lot of people don't realize, he had polio when he was young, and he grew up to be 6'8", and led East High. He was the center, led East High to some of our more memorable basketball victories, along with guys like Mikey Williams and Lynn Rowlett and Mike Smith, Bill Chesnick, all those guys, remained friends with and remember. But Terry, later in life, the polio hit again. He had to have a heart transplant, and he just died last year. And so he really epitomized what our class was like. That old motto, Lee Township versus the world, he really epitomized that. So, well, I think, just in preparing me to put me in a position where I could go on to college and then go on to get a legal degree, I really have a belief that if you're, no matter who you are in your community, that you can do something, whether it be that you're on the soccer board, or you're coaching the Little League team, or you're helping out with soccer, you're on the Rotary, you go to city council, you can do something for your community, and that's kind of a payback for your community, and you can really make a change. You really can be an influence in making positive things for your community. So I think East really prepared me for that, and that, having grown up on the East Side and seeing all kind of different backgrounds and different socioeconomic structures, I think that helped me a great deal in appreciating what I had when I had it, and trying to help others or trying to make an influence. So, yeah, I think East did a really good job in opening up my eyes to what the world is really like.